All right, we are live. Welcome to Ashmont Realty Live. I'm your host, Adam Ashpa, president of Ashmont Realty, and we're going to be going over everything that's happened so far this spring. So happy post-Memorial Day weekend. I hope everyone had a great weekend. It was actually kind of cold here in Ohio, but we're going to talk about what's gone on in the real estate market so far for the first 4 months. We're going up till April. And things are keeping steady with Central Ohio, and Dayton's still looking really good, but we're going to talk about that much more right after this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, we are back. So welcome to the podcast. We're going to go over this month's Ohio housing forecast. So if you own a home or you're in a realtor in the Central Ohio market or in Dayton, that's what we're going to be covering today. What's going on? Now, we're at the end of May. Today's May 29th. Just got through Memorial Day, so we're getting ready to kick off the summer. So let's talk about what has happened so far this spring, because everything was, compared to last spring, has looked really good. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it and go over it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. So let's go over Central Ohio first, and we're going to go over numbers now. Let's just go ahead and full screen it for everyone at home. So let's talk about, now this is Central Ohio. This includes about 13 counties, everywhere from north, all the way up to Mansfield, south down to, the Athens area, east and west, going all the way out towards Logan County and out towards Muskingum County as well. So let's talk about it. Some big things. Everything is up. We've talked about it month to month, month compared to last year in 2023. Everything is looking up. So let's go ahead and pull this up. The things I want to really show is year to date. That's really a great snapshot. Some months we can have a big boost, but year to date is a really good average and depiction of what's going on. So, just high level stuff. We have 13% more listings at this time in April of 2024 than we did last year. And that's been consistent. Every month, we're beating by double-digit growth on listings, a lot of closed sales, for example. So, but let's look over here at year-to-date. So this is Central Ohio, guys. Closed sales were at 5% more closed sales. So that means, if you don't follow the podcast, is closed sales means homes that sold. So we've sold 5% more homes so far this year than we had last year at this time. That's dipped just a little bit, but held pretty consistent. But it's always better to be positive than negative. Last year at this time, we were about 15% down. So that's almost a 20% swing compared to last year. Another thing which is real important, guys, is this number here is the average sale price. The average sale price of a home in Central Ohio is 7%. So, for example, if you bought a house last year for $300,000, on average, your house would be worth 7% more, which it would be worth now around $321,000. That's a pretty good return. An average increase in real estate typically is around 3%. Now we're going to check out Dayton's. Dayton has been on fire. The Dayton proper and the suburbs around Dayton, they have doubled that number pretty consistently throughout the whole year. But we'll touch on that here in a sec. So let's get back into it. Another thing, new listings, we're up almost 12%. That's a great sign because, when you have more listings, you're going to have more closed sales. So now, not every one of these houses are going to sell. But it's going to look like we're going to have a good May. At least a 5% change in increased closed homes. So things are going to look good for May when we get that in about a month. Columbus is holding pretty steady. Everything's been up positive from year over year. Things are definitely, looking like, everything's going to be pretty steady and more positive. Not where we want to be. I think we're about a month and a half in inventory right now, which is pretty low. Inventory is light, which means demand's still there. Home prices are keep going up. Interest rates are still in that 7% mark, guys. They're not going to go down. Maybe the next 2 years, we might see some change, but we're not going to get back in that 5% range anytime soon. If you're thinking about buying a house in Central Ohio, you might as well do it because, home prices are still going up and they've been holding steady at a 7% increase. So that $300,000 house you're looking at today is going to be about $325,000 next year at this time. If you want to wait another year, now that house is going to be about $360,000 in 24 months. So that might price you out of it. Again, you can always buy and refinance down the road. That's always an option if interest rates dip. But with that being said, home prices in Central Ohio keep going up. They are not dropping. They're not going to drop. It's been really consistent increase. So let's jump into Dayton. Dayton has been, like I said, it has been consistently good all year long, and this started back in October-ish, fall time with Dayton. Dayton, year over year things, what's happened in April, if you can see my cursor here, what's happened in April in Dayton, this year compared to last year, 14% more sales, new listings, 21%. So there's 20% more listings in April this year than there was last year. That's pretty significant. That's a great sign. But let's look at the bottom here, the very bottom of the screen. I love how Dayton lays this out. Makes it really simple. Let's just talk about year to date. So we're comparing what's gone on in Dayton, Ohio in 2024 compared to this time in 2023. Solds are up 16%. Columbus is only 5%. All right. So Dayton is selling a lot of inventory, which is great. Volume is up 30%. Now, volume is how many listings that are out there to be sold. 30%. That is wonderful. But most importantly, too, so all those investors and homeowners in Dayton, the average sale price of a home in Dayton, Ohio has gone up over 11%. Remember we said Central Ohio, that's a hot market, right? Central Ohio, but look at Dayton. Columbus is around 7, Dayton's at 11. Now, Dayton actually, even though 11% seems great, Dayton actually is cooling off a little bit. Last month, I think they were at 14%. But guys, listen, if you're getting double-digit growth in home values in 1 year, that's crazy. That's really, really high. That's not typical. So I tell you, anyone that owns a home in Dayton over the last couple years, I bet check with your local agent because I'm guessing you have a lot of equity in that house. 10% equity on a $300,000 house is $30,000. You do that over a couple years, that might be significant. That you might take that equity and maybe move up. I don't know. We'll check that out. So I hope that helps. Again, if you own a home in Dayton, looking to buy or sell Central Ohio, there's your numbers. You might be surprised. Things are looking better, looking up. Home inventory is still light, but moving in the right direction. That's what we want to see. But again, if you're thinking about buying in those markets, guys, home prices keep going up. They're not slowing down at all. They are hot, as in historical increases in prices. So I hope that helps. you guys make a good decision this year if you want to buy or sell this summer, because summer is here. Now's the time to make a move if you want to. So again, this is Adam Ashmont of Ashmont Realty, an instructor at Honduras College. And if you think you want to get into real estate, we have a 30% discount code for you. So Ashmont Realty has a limited time 30% discount off your Honduras College tuition. So if you want to be a real estate agent like me, you can get 30% off your tuition. Just click the discount code below. You can see it scrolling on the bottom. You get 30% off, and you can have your real estate license by the end of the summer. So with that being said, guys, have a great rest of your May, and we will see you in June.